Hello guys and welcome back to Watching Time. Today I'm going to present to you my latest addition to my collection of Zodiac watches. The collection has grown obviously over the last few years. You can check my other videos if you want to see some of them. I have not reviewed every one of them. I will probably do it in time. I think these are eternal pieces that are worth of having a review on its own. So I would take time probably to see all of them or probably just to overview the collection. So I'm going to present you the latest addition here, which is the Zodiac Super Seawolf Pro Diver Titanium Limited Edition that you're seeing here on my right. On other videos I have already reviewed some of the Pro Diver series. I had this one that was the full lume dial. It's very well executed. I have seen other full lume watches. Obviously, I own some of them. I'm fond of them. They are fun, especially at night, because it's very easy, obviously, to see the time, and you have that very nice low glow that goes with it. What I can say about this one, after all this time being with the watch, it came with a stainless steel bracelet like the one you see on the Pro Diver Titanium. I have changed it obviously here for a parachuting strap. It's a cheap strap actually, but it's actually very well done. And it fits very well with the blue that it has in the inner bezel and the orange obviously. But what I can say from other full lume watches, apart from all the very nice specifications that you see on the Pro Diver, is that usually when you have a full lume watch, you see a lot of either granularity on the dial, or the dial has always that tinted kind of greenish color to it. In this watch particularly, the white is almost a perfect off-white. It is very nicely done, and at daylight you can't hardly tell it's actually a full lume dial. So I really appreciate that from the team working on these watches, the Zodiac team, because it gives us definitely a different touch respect to others. Full lume also bezel. This is part of the whole series. It has full lume bezel. So it's a very nice touch. Anyway, let's go back to the main protagonist here, the titanium version. So as far as I know, this is the first for Zodiac doing a titanium watch. They rarely actually play with different materials. They play a lot with different colors. I must say I really appreciate them experimenting more with materials. In the past, they did a 68 Super Seawolf version with bronze. It was a bronze case, very nicely executed, brown bezel and brown dial. I miss on that piece, and right now it's very difficult to find them, and the reselling price is obviously high, most of the time not in Europe, which is also a problem in terms of customs. So for me it's very difficult to get one of those pieces. I would have loved to see one of those pieces, and you rarely see them online anywhere, on a forum, Instagram, whatever. So that was really nice. I wish they actually produce another bronze diver. They are doing divers. Bronze has been of big vogue lately. They came out with the bronze diver before it was actually on fashion. So that would be interesting to see. So now they're playing with the titanium, and I can say that I like titanium, especially it's less allergenic than the stainless steel. I have sometimes small reactions to the stainless steel, the 316 that is usually used. This happens sometimes when you are very sweaty, etc. The titanium is not going to produce those type of allergic reactions on your skin. On the other side, it's obviously lightweight. On the cons, it scratches much more easily than the stainless steel, so you have to be a little bit more careful. I don't think, as far as I remember, they have not coated it or treated it to reduce the scratches. So even if mine is pristine and I have used it for at least 3 consecutive days, moving around. I even went to the forest with it. I don't see any visible scratches, so that's a good thing. But at the same time, I'm someone that is very cautious with their watches. So, you know, it's something that can be or cannot. So going back to the watch, what we can see here in particular is that this is an evolution, and I already talked about this on my other video, the one that I did for the full lume, of the Super Seawolf series. An evolution because it takes it to the next level in terms of diving capabilities. So the Super Seawolf has always been a 200 meter, at least for the last few years, water resistant watch. Here we're going up to 300 meters and it's being certified ISO standard. Also, it is COSC, which is a very, very nice touch. And this is a common thing for all the series. The full lume dial is also COSC. So they come with a certification of COSC. The movement inside is a Sellita SW200. Zodiac said that it was, I don't know, because of some reasons, it was much easier to do the Sellita rather than the STPs that they usually do. That it's kind of an in-house movement at the end because it's part of the Fossil group. So they have gone for the Sellita here. It's a no-date watch, plain and simple, time, no discussions here. I like no-date watches. And recently I had a discussion with a guy that was telling me, oh, you know, for example, the Submariner has the date. That's the best version there is because you have a nicer movement with a more complications. And you know, and people should be aiming for the date version. I say no, and he was, yeah, because the no date is the cheap version, and that's, guys, that's the worst philosophy you can have. Aesthetics wise, a watch is always going to be nicer without a date. Date is bringing a further complication, not to the movement but to the dial in terms of aesthetics, that you really need to nail it in order for it to be there. Does Rolex nail it? I don't really know, because the magnifying glass, it's something that really bothers me on there. But apart from that, and that's just a matter of taste, if you go to history, and history-wise, the Submariner is a piece that is born without a date. And actually, it was born with a riveted bracelet like the Tudor's black base. So that's something that people should take into consideration. It's not a matter of money, and watches are never going to be a matter of how much do you spend on them. So please, guys, take that philosophy out of your minds. It's not a matter of showing off what you have or what you not have. It's a matter of owning something that fulfills you and that you like, and that you're going to enjoy it, and that you're going to have adventures, etc., 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 or even pass it to the next generation. The Submariner no date, historically speaking, is the most accurate Submariner. And in this case, also the Zodiac Super Seawolf with no date is the cleanest version it is. And I really love it, especially if you're going to be intending to use this watch as a diver. These watches are lume monsters. They work perfectly at dark. So much that my wife is always yelling me when I'm coming back to bed and it's all dark, and the only thing you can see on myself, it's actually the watch glowing. So this is something that it's good if you're going to be using it as a diver. So going back to the technicalities, respect to the normal Super Seawolves that I love, this is a 42 millimeters, and the 40 works fine. Actually, because of the lag to lag that is not that big, the 40 millimeters watches also work very well on a small wrist. Does the 42 millimeter do the same? Well, it probably doesn't do it as well. So if you have a smaller wrist, it would be a good idea to double check if you are going to be wearing this watch and it actually fits you in size. My wrist is an 18 centimeters wrist, and as you can see, it fits perfectly. So for me, the 42, it's a perfect size in this case for this type of watches. The bracelet, it's a very well executed Jubilee style 5 links type of watch. The closure, as you see, it has the spring that all Zodiac watches have, so that it gives you that extra flexibility when you are wearing it. If you are sweating or you are having a little bit of wrist expansion, it is a limited edition series, so this is 282 pieces, and that's a very nice touch also. So this means there is going to be a very limited number of people owning this watch. I think it's worth showing also the boxes, because the box comes in a very nice color that reprises obviously the bezel, and inside you find this very nice water resistant box in which you can actually put your watch. So it is very well nicely done. Usually I don't like boxes because they are just a usage of a space that I don't have. But in this case, I really appreciate the work they have done with the boxes. So inside you will also find the certification of it being a COSC and also an ISO certified. So it clearly states you all the part, and I think this is really a nice touch. So it tells you the ISO standards and what it means. So you have magnetic fields resistance, shock resistance, corrosion resistance, legibility in low lights, darkness, water resistance, which is conducted 100% of production pieces, and this is up to 300 meters. And then you will find inside, obviously, the certification of the cost analysis. Then you have a very nice pro diver kind of, I don't know, card that presents itself, and a nice Zodiac Pro Diver Wolf piece of cardboard. It's not a sticker. I would have really appreciated it was a sticker. I would have been sticking it somewhere. So that's something that probably they missed there, but it's not a big deal. So you have a very lightweight watch. You have an excellent, very well executed lume bezel, and the inner part obviously with the markers and the hours and the minute hands. Very nice touch here on the white lume, which is actually all of them are green at low light, but the color is white with orange, and the greenish lume with the gray hours hand. The hours hand and the minutes hands color matches the slightly darker titanium color of the bracelet and the case. You know, what else can I say? I think this watch really works for me. I have enjoyed it a lot during the last few days, and it actually comes also with a nice extra strap of Velcro. It comes on a color that is black with orange. I have the other limited edition Super Seawolf 68 that has a very similar strap, but that's gray and orange. I have actually checked it. There is a different tone there, so this is actually darker. This is kind of blackish. The other one is light gray. So there is a difference. If you own both of them, it's a good thing because they are not going to be overlapping themselves. So you can see here that this one also matched very well the watch, and it works very well. I have not had the courage yet to actually change it, and probably I will not. I will probably be using this with some of my other Zodiacs, and the reason for that is that I think the use here of the titanium strap is very special and unique respect to my other Zodiac collection. So mostly I will be keeping it on my titanium strap. So I said before Jubilee 5 links, no, so it's actually 7. Huh? So sorry for that lapsus. So that's the thing, guys. So if you are, I was also dubious on getting the limited edition titanium because I already had the lume dial, and actually both of them work very well in the collection. So I'm glad that I did actually get the titanium. You can see both of them here next to each other, and you can see there are a lot of difference, especially on the colorway and how they are being used. I also have the watermelon. The watermelon is similar to this, but it has the gray dial, not the Pro. I have the normal Super Seawolf, not the Pro Diver. So anyway, guys, what do you think? Do you like it? Do you think it is a next step of evolution? I think Zodiac has definitely stepped up here. The way they're doing things and delivering to their fans. Zodiac's customers are not as big as other brands, so we can say it's kind of a niche product brand. It behaves a little bit like a more micro in some areas, but at the same time, it's very well recognized. It has a lot of history. They are doing a really nice job going out there and presenting themselves with color variations that some other people are not doing. Materials wise, it will be nice of seeing new materials. And what else can I say? The limited edition runs, I'm really curious to understand how that works, because sometimes I see that they are coming back to stock. So it makes me wonder how they are producing the limited series. Is it in batches? So some batches come first, then you have batches that come second. Are they doing them in consecutive numbers? So you are going to have the first batch up to number 80, and then you have from 80 to 100 or whatever. I would be really curious to understand how that works. I know that the ISO certification of this particular watch, and I am number actually 32, took place in December. So that takes a little bit of time, obviously, because once you have the production of the watch, the movements are going to be tested for the COSC certification, and that's someone independent to Zodiac that is going to be doing this. And I suppose something similar also happens with the ISO certification. So that's probably what's behind the, let's say, delay on putting out the whole batch altogether, and then also seeing restocking of these limited watches through time. So anyway, guys, I hope you liked the video. It's been a little bit longer than usual. Yes, I know, but I hope it was worth it. So if you like my channel, please subscribe. It's always going to be helping us, and see you on the next video. Until then, please take care.